Welcome to my channel. We are going to do another drawing today for this little test that I have here. So far the score is tied. What I do is I ask the awesome deck, which is a deck of tarot playing cards, hey, luckiest card in the deck, that I made this deck. I wrote all the messages on it and designed it, and designed them according to the tarot meanings that have been in use for hundreds of years. And what I do is I ask the deck a very specific question about what poker hand I will see. I ask it what one card is that I will see in a poker hand if I perform a very specific search on YouTube. And then we're going to go ahead and perform the search and see if it was correct. I am just trying to test the power of playing cards tarot. And as long as I'm shuffling, like I said, we're tied at the moment. We've gotten it correct 50% of the time. But we have far less than a 50% chance of drawing the correct card. So in my opinion, we have already proved some correlation, but I will continue. So that's funny. Yep, that's what I thought I saw. The end and a new beginning. Both cards that have popped out here are two of the five that I find to be the most pivotal, the most change-worthy, lucky or unlucky when playing poker. And I am tracking them in my other hand. So anyhow, without further ado, since I've already wasted 2 minutes of intro for anyone who might need a little intro. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to the deck and get this test going. So, awesome deck. What is one card that will show up in play in the first poker video, first poker hand of the first poker video on YouTube when I search for high stakes poker hands? What is one card that will be in play in the first hand on the first poker video that comes up when we search for high stakes poker hands? Show us one card that will be in play. King of Hearts. Diplomacy is my #1 keyword here. As you can see, there's a few on the card. It's a mature individual who, the slogan is no cross, no crown. But that does not mean like go gung-ho and prove why you have the crown. This is not a get tough kind of a card. This is play by the rules and see what happens. So let's go ahead and perform this search, which I prepped, high stakes poker hands, and see what we get here. So season 6 apparently we're going to.
Great.
And I always mute these commercials till we get it going. And here we go.
Just me and you?
Yeah, I think it's certain.
Oh, hi, Doyle. This is what we're looking for,
If you think you made a good
people.
laydown, I'll call for 10%. You know what I mean? Like 10% pot size.
9,000 more?
I just want to find out what you had.
We want somebody to play it,
For you, son.
or we want it to
Yeah, I
show
wanna
up in
find
the
out
middle.
You give him 5,000, I'm sure I'll tell you. And he'll swear too. 5,000 will won't.
Not
No, I just
bad.
5,000 what?
Okay, for a little fun here, they just checked. So I can't give you a prediction on what they might do because they've already done it. But we have empowerment and persistence versus clean slate and tact. So clean slate, the 9 of spades, is one of the other cards that I am tracking because I feel it's very pivotal, makes things change. So not knowing what happened before this hand, it's hard to know what what the nine of spades might be saying right now, because both that and the ace of spades can mean like a change in direction, as in if you were playing really aggressive, you might want to slow play your hand instead. But sometimes, and this is why I'm tracking it, the nine of spades can imply an opportunity to go all in. Now, obviously, that doesn't seem likely right now with the cards that have come out. Valdis, I'm not sure I know how to say his name, has a pair of twos. So that's not much. And Doyle Brunson, has nothing. He just has queen high. So the flop here is rationalizing, resourcefulness. That's why I stuttered there for a second. Rationalizing, resourcefulness, and obsession. So someone behaving obsessively, and I also often think of obsessive as playing aggressively, betting when you don't have anything, just counting on strength to win the hand. So all of those cards combined make me think that there still could be some big action coming up, even though it's only a pair of twos. And, well, that's about all I can predict this time. Sometimes I'll give you a little more, but I'm not going to go out there and say things that I don't know. So let's continue, shall we?
I just want to call, but like 110.
5,000 will work.
Lex flopped a pair of deuces.
Jack
Joel says, hey, I'm...
Ooh, there we go. Jack of respect. He's already reaching for chips. So we have a little bit of extra proof there. Still no king of hearts for today's testy test. But he's reaching for chips. And the Jack of respect has just come up. So, like I said, there still could be someone betting the other person out of the hand. And with him reaching for his chips, I'm going to say it's Doyle. Known as the godfather of poker, it is most likely that he would be shown respect if he places a bet and his opponent doesn't have much. They might fold. Now, you might think I'm overstating that because everyone at this table playing high-stakes poker isn't afraid of Doyle Brunson. But I still think there's a little more likelihood of respect being shown in this situation, and that is a sign that he might get that respect. So let's continue.
Still stuck. My winning streak's on the line. Let me pick up this little pot here.
20,005. Obviously, I don't want to do it if Ellie says you
And
can.
Lex says, maybe he's trying to pick up this little pot here.
They're saying basically what I said. He's going to
I
bet,
got ducks.
I don't want to. Oh, you're saying that.
but no respect yet.
Let me call and see what happens.
You could obviously call against me, because I would have called.
Oh, I still could? Take everything after that.
I ordered 200.
That was the 4 of clubs there on the river, so I guess we are not seeing the king of hearts in this hand. But, okay, that is the 4 of assistants. And at this point, someone only needs to have a 5 in order to have a straight. So it increases the likelihood that a wise bet might cause your opponent to fold. Increases the likelihood of the scenario that I just said the last 2 rounds. So let's see what happens. Is he going to know that he has the best hands with the 2s? Or is he going to fold to Brunson's persistence? Oh, I forgot.
I was not giving
You
up.
did it.
60,000. He's representing a 5.
Yep, see? He's representing a 5.
So you offer
And Lex doesn't look like he's going for it.
So lose 5,500.
It looks like Lex is seriously thinking about calling with a pair of deuces.
Yeah, let me do it.
There it is. He
There
calls.
it
One
is.
Call, get your king.
Ooh.
The chips now, and then the king.
So perhaps this clean slate and tact means that Doyle should have changed up his methods and that he had been trying that maneuver too much, and that's why he got called. So, you know what? I kind of feel like doing some more. I wanted to make it to 10, and I'm not there yet because I missed a day or two. So, let's do another drawing, shall we? I think here for a minute of what I am going to draw for. All right. Awesome deck. Please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video that appears when I search for, oh, excuse me. I just dropped the clean slate on the ground. What is it with me and the cards that I am tracking, the cards that I find to be the most interesting falling out of the deck today? That is kind of awesome. Anyways, back to this. Awesome deck. Please show us one card that will appear in the first poker hand on the first poker video that comes up when I search for awesome poker hands on YouTube. Show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand, the first poker video that shows up when I search for awesome poker hands on YouTube. Ace of Hearts, Refuge. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Now, the reason I mostly will just say Refuge with the Ace of Hearts, but the reason it has a house on the background and love and family is because it's about whatever makes you feel safe would probably be the best way to say it. What brings you refuge. Your refuge is your safe place. So where do you feel most comfortable is the idea of this card. And in regards to taking refuge in poker, I usually think of it as a sign to take things a little slower, take a step back, hide the strength of your hand, something along those lines. So let us search for awesome poker hands. Boop. I like to say boop, especially with this keyboard. I'm really not sure why, but
this is the big game.
this keyboard especially.
Cost you somewhere in
Okay.
there between $100,000 and $250,000.
There's some faces we haven't seen in the big screen in a while.
Feldman from the UK.
Gus and
player,
this is Chris.
quiet so far.
Who's the guy in the cowboy hat here? I'm blanking on the name.
Makes it
Blanking on the name.
2,100 to go.
I'm going to pause there for a second. 10, 9 of hearts. These are my cards. So the 10 and the 9 of hearts are said to be the luckiest cards in the deck. Those two are the 2 hearts that I am tracking. And then it's the ace, 10, and 9 of spades are the other 3 out of the 5 cards that I find to be the most pivotal, the most changing, and probably the easiest to verify whether or not they mean something in general. Because whether or not someone gets lucky in this hand, in my opinion, is how you verify whether or not the 10 and 9 of hearts are indications of luck. So he is raised. He is feeling lucky with these 2 cards. Let's see what happens.
Hearts, an interesting hand, suited connector. And there is our
We got a
Hungarian
call
billionaire
from
Sandro in the
Revelation and Charm.
action. Picked up 9 jack offsuit.
And then pocket 8s, peace of mind and relief.
What about Massa?
Well, Massa's picked up pocket 8s here. Could potentially raise. No, he just makes the call, playing a bit carefully. Gus gets out of the way, around to Tom Dwan, who, as you can see by the amount of chips in front of him, is having a very, very good
Yeah,
day.
deceit and imbalance. The 3-5. Deceit and
So
imbalance.
4 to the flop, and here it comes.
So
It is.
I was just going to try and go over those percentages there, but it's, kind of evenly split. No one has a giant lead before the flop, would be worth pointing out. So I suppose maybe the 10-9 of hearts, as far as whether or not they're going to be lucky in this hand, is harder to judge. It's easier to judge when you start out pre-flop with, say, 70-30 odds, with the 10-9 being the underdog, and then they flip on the flop. That would be a more clear sign of luck. Anyhow, let's keep going. We still don't have the ace of hearts, but we do have an ace of opportunity. It says the 4 of assistance, 8 of healing, and ace of opportunity. If I recall correctly, nobody has an ace.
Is an ace 8-4 flop. Massive flop for Masakagawa, flopping middle set. Dwan has
That's
an
right.
inside
Trip
straight draw.
8. Peace of mind and relief.
Make the continuation bet.
That worries me when I flop trips. This is healing down here, the 8 of healing has joined forces with peace of mind and relief. Something just popped to mind. I was going to say often with a flop like this, I'm going to be worried. But I suppose it's not that likely. It's actually very unlikely that someone else flopped trips. So if there was no 8 on the flop, I would be very worried about continuing. And I believe a GTO player would say the same thing. But he might have been worried pre-flop that someone had an ace and was going to outdraw him, and therefore the relief and peace of mind that he was seeking has just arrived with the 8 of healing. So he's now a massive favorite to win, and he's going to go ahead and place a bet. So the question is, will anyone call him? At this point, the scenario that I just said actually is happening. So 3-5, he's going to be drawing for a 2. I doubt Dwan is going to call. Jack 9 would be crazy to call. He's gotten nothing. But 10-9 of hearts, of course, against these 3 opponents, he only has a 7% chance. However, he could get a flush with any of the remaining 9 cards in the deck. He doesn't know that 1 is being folded, so really there's only 8. But it gives him, a decent-ish chance. He might be wanting to take it if, like he said, he was feeling lucky pre-flop. And in this case, I think he will call. Doubt he's going to raise. And I really do think he might get lucky because he's holding the 2 luckiest card in the deck. And it says assistance, healing, take refuge. And this 4 of assistance often arrives when the assistance has shown up and made your hand better, such as trip 8s. But it also often means assistance is available to you, as in it might show up soon. So since we have the ace of refuge here, which is a sign to play things safely, that makes me think that the other heart is coming. So without further ado, let's continue.
5,500 is the amount. Sandor gets out of the way. Round to Massa now with his middle set.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was the 10-9 that bet. I had that backwards. So obviously he's still feeling lucky.
You're picking up on that.
Maybe he should
Sitting with him for quite
just
a while.
call because
Decides
it's
not
the
to
ace of
raise,
ref.
he's just going to call here,
The
trapping.
ace of
Now-
refuge.
Pricing Tom Dwan in.
Well, with that many chips in front of you, like you mentioned earlier, you know, sometimes you can speculate with risky hands, and it looks like that's what he's doing.
And
He's reaching for chips, so he's not going anywhere.
yeah, as they're saying,
He makes the call.
they priced him in.
Go
So
to the
now.
turn. And the turn is a two of spades.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay, so Dwan just got his straight. And oh my goodness, I just said that that he needed one more heart. What was I thinking? I guess I had it covered up with the ace of hearts that I'm looking for, like a dum-dum. So there's no more flush possibility for the 10-9 of hearts, but some very unexpected good news and good luck just arrived for Tom Dwan in the form of a straight. And it was completed with the 2 of tact. So this is often a sign to be very careful what you do. As in, don't scare the other player out of the pot. You might want those trips to stay in. Or there's still a chance that the trip 8s can't outdraw him. So maybe it's telling Dwan to play it safe. But, I mean, I've already been wrong with one prediction. I thought the 10-9 was going to be getting a flush, and I was just seeing things. But, yeah. I'm going to say that Dwan's hand is going to hold up at this point. So, let's see what happens.
Tom Dwan's speculation has paid off.
Then again, if the ace of refuge that we're looking for shows up on the river,
Feldman checks as well.
Those
it's over
eights
to
are gonna
Massa now,
win.
who at the flop was such a favourite, and now could be betting into, well, a storm, really.
Yeah, he's going to need the board to pair. We know he's not going to get Tom Dwan off this hand. Tom at the moment has the nuts.
He bets 11,000. Now it's over to Durr. Will he choose to raise? He's generally been slow playing his monster hand.
reasonable bet. It's not huge. It's very tactful.
Massa is no Chris Ferguson, and it may be that Tom will play differently against.
Oh my goodness. It is the ace of hearts. I wasn't seeing things. We did get our card. What is going on? I swear it just had the diamond up there a second ago. I feel like we need to see the center of the board. So.
Big wad out of his wallet.
No, but then they wouldn't be saying zero chance.
Very big raise. Andrew Feldman gets out of the way, and the action is back over to Massa. It's a tough spot, really.
The shipping magnate, I'm sure, knows his way around a boardroom. He's also a successful poker player.
I'm very confused now about whether or not the ace of hearts has actually shown up. I think we have to count it for terms of this experiment because it is right there.
Here. He's decided, I think I've got the best
Re-raise. Ooh.
I have been struggling to.
I mean, I'm not sure if that's the super most tactful thing to do. Let's see. He might be going a little too far.
49,200 to call for Tom Dwan, who has the nuts. He's decided not to slow play this hand, and it looks as though it's paid off at this point. Massa still has outs to the river.
So Tom Dwan's going to be putting him either on a set or ace-king here. A big, big ace anyway.
And he's made an incredible call at the flop, and it has paid off. Right now, he's just trying to figure out how to get the most chips out of Massa. Massa still has a lot of outs.
That's what I was about to say, but I'm too slow.
But right now,
Now for him,
position possible.
the most tactful thing to do is to see how much money he can get out of him.
And he makes a call, so choosing not to re-raise Massa right there. Massa still has a lot of money left in front of him. So Massa looking for a repeat. And the river is a king of hearts,
it is an ace of diamonds.
Tom Dwan has the nuts.
And if Tom Dwan was putting him on ace king, he checks.
Wow, that is very courageous and gutsy poker from Tom Dwan. Checking there, risking a possible check from Massa.
So, interesting. He checked, as they're talking about. We had tact, and we're talking about how to get the most money out of his opponent. This is the king of diplomacy, king of hearts. Diplomacy is usually like a follow the rules, play it safe kind of a card, and so he is, sorry, I'm saying he is because again, they're showing 3 hearts here, but it's not, nobody outdrew him. There's no possibility of a full house, and there is not a flush possibility either. So he for sure has won no matter what his opponent is holding. So in a way, the rules actually of that position in GTO mindset, as far as I know, are to bet. It's more a matter of what size bet. So checking is actually the not diplomatic thing to do. But sometimes I feel the sign in the exact opposite way. There's no reverse cards in poker, obviously, in a regular deck of cards like there are in tarot, but I do feel the opposite meaning sometimes. So it could be, he was playing his hand aggressively and slowed down just the tiniest bit by only calling instead of, he could have, I suppose, re-raised again on the turn when the 2 of tact was there. But since he did that and the king of diplomacy showed up, he might have just felt now's the time to take it back a notch, one more, because I'm pretty sure my opponent is going to go ahead and bet. So I too think his opponent is going to bet because he has peace of mind and relief, and he probably feels a lot of peace of mind right now, but he's actually looking for relief and will end up needing to seek healing in a future hand. Healing as in karma, things that went away from you coming back to you. So let's see if I'm correct, and if Tom Dwan is correct, is Massa gonna
Behind him
bet?
and not getting paid off on the river. And look at that, it's paid
There
off.
it is.
Massa picks up $100,000
Is he gonna raise him?
in
I
one
believe
chip
so.
and bet 70 of it.
Yeah, even though he'll get
And
some change
then,
back from that plaque that's gone
yeah,
in.
I think Massa's gonna
More or
call.
less
I think
committing
he's
himself.
committed.
Come on, 5 minutes all in. Like that.
And
Yep,
there it is.
snapped
Tom
all.
Dwan pulling the trigger. Massa quickly
Oh, there it
calling. And look at the
is.
disgust in his face as he's
Okay, so I'm gonna mark that as having seen the Ace of Hearts because they were showing it here, even though it wasn't actually in play. No, I'm gonna make a note. That's what some of these notes are for on other days because it hasn't worked out, but there's been very interesting things that have happened. So let's just say Ace of Hearts did not show up, but the card showed Ace of Hearts on the video instead of Ace of Diamonds, which was actually in play. So there we have it. I guess that's enough for today. We are now 5-3 so far. Not predicting squat today, but I don't know about you. I'm still feeling good. I am taking refuge still in my belief in tarot, and I do think that we saw a lot of very interesting things in these 2 poker hands, and that there was a lot of correlated meaning in the cards. So if you enjoyed this video and saw anything that you found interesting, I would love to hear your thoughts, positive or negative, but please be kind. And yeah, please press like and subscribe and come back again soon. I hope to see you soon. What an eloquent exit I'm doing today. Thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome day.